In my last video, I talked about not really knowing what to record or create or do while at college, because there isn't a crazy amount of stuff for me to record, and because I'm not really doing too much in regards to bodybuilding, and there's not really a show coming up, so it's sort of like, what is there for me to record or do? But recently I realized that I gotta I gotta do a little bit of work, and well, it's actually better lighting. But what I've learned is I've got some work I need to do, and work on yourself and improvement of yourself is equally, if not in some capacity, more important than, actually, no, it is more important than, how big I am or how good my physique is or how many competitions I win. That won't really matter when my character isn't on par with myself. So, in this first week of it, I just want to talk about apology and forgiveness and just the importance and meaning and sort of what I've learned. And for apology, the most immediate part of it and most important part of it is accountability and honesty. If you are at fault for something, if you've done something, if you've said something, if there's something that you are at fault for, you not only need to be honest with them, but also with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself for what you mean, honest with them, especially in your apology. Your apology needs to be a genuine one. And in that genuine apology, you need to take accountability for what you did. And as awkward or embarrassing or much you don't want to do it, you're not infallible. And in that accountability with what you say you've done, and admitting to what you've done, there is also that responsibility in it, in the sense that your actions are your actions. You need to you can't deflect. As much as other people may have made mistakes in the situation or handled it incredibly poorly, that doesn't negate the fact that what you did started this whole thing. So you need to be responsible with what you've done. But it's also your responsibility not to take their responsibility as well. You're responsible for your actions and your actions alone. What they did in response, as immature as it may have been, it's their responsibility to reckon with that fact. And the most important part of it all, though, is just acceptance at the end. That when you've done what you can, you're honest with what you did. You didn't deflect anything. You were direct with what you've done, how you've done it, all of that stuff. You need to accept that it may not be enough. It may never be enough. But whatever the truth is in the end, you've got to accept it and learn to live with it. What you've done can never be taken back. So you need to accept that there's nothing you can do to change the past, and all you can do is change the future, obviously. But sometimes the only change you can make to the future is giving people the knowledge that you're aware you fucked up and you're sorry you fucked up. But on the same side, or on the same coin, but the opposite side, is forgiveness. To forgive yourself, and if you've been apologized to forgive them, you need to have this level of humility and grace to just sort of say, it's okay. Or not that it's okay, but just it's something that you're going to leave behind. You won't be able to leave the effects of it behind, but that event in time, you're going to leave in the past. And to do that, you need to be able to have the humility to say that you're okay without holding vengeance or a grudge. You need to have humility to admit to yourself and to others that you are human. You also make mistakes, and that's for if you're being apologized to. There is the forgiveness and humility. But if you're forgiving yourself, you also just need to give yourself the grace of saying you didn't really know better. And if you did know better, then you got to give yourself the grace to say, next time you will do better. That might not have been the right words for it, but... And then, for forgiveness to actually work, it has to be genuine. You've got to actually mean it for it to have any value. Same with the apology. If you just say, oh yeah, I forgive you, or I forgive myself, but deep down inside you don't, nothing really changed except now you're just holding that resentment or anger, distrust, or any of that inside. And that's more destructive than being honest with yourself and others about it. You need to actually mean your forgiveness if it's going to have any effect. And exactly the same with the apology is acceptance. To forgive, you have to accept that no change of the past can be made. And you need to accept that you can't do anything to change the past. You need to let go of that notion and just sort of move forward and do your best to be better. If you know, then you can. And if you can, you should. And for me, for doing better, if I know I fucked up, then I should do better in the future. And if I'm given the opportunity to do better, if I'm told you can do better, then I will do better. But that's it for me.